Welcome to Channel Squared, where we connect with you, the divine, and channel here with you live. I'm Heather Marie, founder of Soulgate.
And I'm Jody Lynn Craven, founder of Abundance Consciousness. And today we're talking about how the new children will break the collective agreement. What does that mean for our Earth and the humanity that lives on it today? Ooh, this is something that you channeled, Heather, a while ago, that the new children will break the collective agreement. So last week we were talking all about the collective agreement, and we talked about it in the context of the first car looked like this. The first writing instrument looked similar to this. It was like a feather, right? And they dipped it in ink, and that's how it looked. So there's this collective agreement of consciousness that this is how this should look. And so the children are going to break that. What does that even mean?
So let me break this down just a little bit so that it doesn't sound as scary as it could. Okay, when we were talking last week, we were talking about we all agree that things are a certain way, right? And so we all see things as we have them be a certain way. A window shade's a window shade, a car is a car, a pen's a pen. We all agree that that's what those things are. So when we talk about collective agreements, they are not just what we agree that things are in the hologram, but it's also how things interact with one another, how the relationships between things. We talked about this a little bit when we were talking about, my plants. Maybe it was in our Secret Life of Plants episode. It was, a couple weeks ago or something. So, depending on how you look at this and you take this information, it could be scary for you, or it could be kind of exciting for you. And I tend to choose the latter because we've had a lot of the same for a long time. And I think that it'll be great to have some disruptors in the mix. So
Agreed.
when we were talking about, we kind of touched on the children in a previous episode, and I don't remember which episode it was. If I do remember, I will link it here for you. But the thing is that the children that are coming in have a different vibrational frequency, and they have a different set of rules, so to speak. So there are changes that need to occur in humanity, and we keep getting hung up and stuck on the same, right? We're doing the same things, the rat race, always, evolving in a way that is not going to further the species. So the children that are coming in with the memory of what is on the other side. So when we come here in our human form, our soul enters the physical body and it is gifted with amnesia. And so as it, lives its experience in this physical realm, as a child, it still has this connection, this, it's able to receive the downloads. It's able to feel like that fluidly, right? Yeah. Exactly. I know that I've spoken to many moms who have deceased relatives, and their kids will, be in there in the bathtub playing with someone, and there's nobody there, right? It's just their kid playing with someone, and they'll ask their child, who are you playing with? And they'll be like, oh, it's Nana, and so they're like, whoa, oh my gosh, that's so crazy, because this child's never actually met their grandparent. So yeah, these instances already occur today. But as the child, the human, is conditioned, the human starts to lose this connection, or it gets kind of the water gets muddy, right?
Yeah.
They don't, it's not as easy to see for the humans. So this is kind of our current state of reality, right? Kids and old people, they get to be reconnected to the divine, and their connection is strong if they are like open and able, and the conditioning isn't conditioning it out of them.
Mm-hmm.
These children that are coming in, they're not going to have the amnesia. So they're going to be able to call out conditioning when they see it. And this is going to be kind of disruptive. So what they're telling me is that as these souls incarnate, they're going to come in and they're going to remember everything from every lifetime that they have experienced. They're going to remember if they're coming from the future or if they're in fact incarnating from the past in this linear timeline that we humans like to look
Not
at.
linear at all.
Right. So what they're saying is that as they come in, and they come in with all of this breadth of knowledge, that they're going to be the teachers, the way showers of humanity, to bring them into the further iteration of the species.
Can I add to that?
Yeah.
So one of the things that I'm seeing in one of the biggest disruptors, so something among our collective consciousness, is that reality takes time to change. Like, I can't just click my heels and be in a different place or erect a building or something like that. And I get the sense that these children, because that is a collective belief that we cannot do that. We cannot just change, I'm driving a black car and all of a sudden it's a red car. We don't believe that that is possible. And that's what hinders us from being able to fluidly change our reality in this instant. But these children that are coming in, what I'm getting is that they will have that ability, and that it will be the biggest disruption, is that they will be able to turn this pen into a lima bean right now in this moment. And that will be scary for some people.
Yeah. And look, if you're new to our channel, this is going to sound like some Hogwarts shit going on right now. But if you've been here a while, this doesn't really sound all that far-fetched, right? Because we've talked about this before. We've talked about having the ability to move things with your thoughts, being able to, transmute energy into something else. If you want to go back to biblical times, turning water into wine, this is real, right? And
Walking on water.
this is going, exactly. And this will be the reality with these souls coming in, the new children. And I'm going to call them the children of New Earth, because they are the ones who are truly going to usher us into that experience. So there's a gal that I would listen to many, many, many years ago, and she would put her patients under hypnosis, and they would talk about the ships. These ships were going to come and collect the people and take them to New Earth. And I thought that was so fascinating, because I was like, oh my gosh, these ships are going to come and get us all and take us to this other place. And now when I think about these children, it makes me wonder, are they the ones that are going to call forward the ships to escort us to this new planet, to this new place? Or is it simply a shifting of the experience because they can manipulate the experience because they have all of this memory of what really is?
Or is it the relationship? That ship takes us to the new earth, meaning like the relationship that we have with all of the things, and them, like the new children coming in and rocking the foundational beliefs that we have, And our relationship to and through those things is the factor that transports us. I don't know. That's just me. I was not channeling that. Just what popped in. So,
Well, I mean, and I think it popped in for a reason,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I think that that's a really great way to look at it, you know, the relationships. Ships.
Ships. Well, I think we should ask that question. I just get like a smile.
Mhm. Yeah. And I think that, you know, this is really like, you know, I think we're really scratching the surface here is that, you know, how we look at things and how things perceive themselves to be today are not actually what they are. And they don't need to be what we think they are.
Yeah.
And I think that that's the really miraculous thing about these children that are coming in is because they're going to be the ones that say, no, 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 conditioned humans. That's not true at all.
Mm-hmm.
We'll show you a different way. And I think that it will be really beautiful in, you know, how they show us a different way. So the reason that I wanted to bring this up and to talk about this, and the reason that they were, you know, kind of pinging me to have this as a discussion is because we need to prepare. We need to become more open in our hearts and excited about the possibility of something better, greater, you know, more magical than what we have experienced before and our current experience. You know, when we're all little kids, I mean, I know, and I speak for myself here, that I was really into like make believe, you know, magic. You know, I believed that My Little Pony was real. I'm aging myself here a little bit. Is My Little Pony even around anymore? I don't even know.
I think they brought it back.
Oh, okay, great. Well, great. Wonderful. I loved My Little Pony. So, you know, that there truly were these horses that were pink and blue and purple, and they had, you know, their little stamp on them that talked about the kind of pony that they were, and like that this was a real thing. And this may make me sound crazy, but what if it is a real thing? What if this make-believe that we all had as a child was actually a real thing, a real experience, and that we were conditioned out of that? Because that would make us insane as adults in the working world.
Yep.
So
in
the children that are
society, it would make us
in our society. Exactly. Our society would make us insane, right? We would end up in a padded room, pumped full of drugs, right? To keep us normalish.
Yep.
Normalish. So these children that are coming in are going to challenge the systems that we as society have placed on ourselves. And I am very excited about that personally.
Well, it's exciting. It's exciting to revel in all of the possibilities that will blow your mind. Like what we can think of in this moment isn't even a 1%. Like it's like 0.0001% of what actually exists. And there has to be a bridge between the two. Interesting that we're talking about water terms, ship, bridge. But there has to be a bridge between where we are and what is possible, because we've been so conditioned to believe that that it is. Our reality just simply is. This is the way it is. Nothing else exists. Gravity is, like, you can't, there is nothing else. Everything is literally conditioned into us, from how we interact in our life today, to how the environment works, to how the skies work, to the universe. It's all what somebody else taught us is. But is it?
Well, and I think that, look, you are the abundance queen, right? And you are you are all about challenging those systems of what is, because it's who you are, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know that there is more abundance of everything you could ever possibly imagine is available. You know this. You teach this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So the way I see it, these children that are going to come into your life are going to bridge the gap between what you've been trying to hammer into the heads of the people that watch the show and all of your students with your programs and everything. They're going to be able to help bridge this understanding.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be able to magically show, like this, what you are conceptually teaching. Yes. Right?
Absolutely.
And I think that that is going to be really amazing. Really amazing. I'm excited.
Me too. Wow. Whew. Can we ask more questions? Like, when, where? Will it be all over the world? Will it be a lot of them? And I'm just peppering you, but when will this begin? When will the children begin to come in?
So they're saying that the first arrivers, there's only a few that have already arrived. They're going to start coming in more increasing frequency in the next, 10 months. 10 months, 12 months, all the way up to, maybe the next couple of years. There will be an influx of them coming in. There's a few that are here now because they need to understand some of the conditioning so that they can vibrationally assist the ones coming in. That is going to be kind of like troops, right? So the ones that are here now, it's a struggle. Bless you.
Thank you.
Thank goodness for the mute button.
Yeah.
It's a struggle for the ones that are here now because nobody understands them. And, they're being labeled and classified as broken, damaged children. And their parents are working really hard to help them with society. But these particular individuals, it's going to be hard for them for a while. The good thing is that they're still small, they're still young people. And so they will be able to, when the others get here, they'll be able to vibrationally connect up and then they'll understand. So right now they're kind of in this place of, they're not understood and they don't understand why they're here by themselves. So even though they are they know why they're here, they just don't understand where everybody else is. Yeah. It's almost like they kind of shot in a little too early or something. Yeah. That's kind of what I'm picking up with that. Okay, so when the others arrive, and the few that are here vibrationally link up, it'll create a full picture for the few that are here the ones that are coming in because they already know, right? And they already know about the others that are already here. So there's not going to be this break in like communication. No one's going to be misunderstood. The picture will be complete for the children that are of this new frequency, that have this knowing and this connection and this frequency. Do you have a question?
Nope.
Okay. For whatever reason, I was like, do you have a question? As these new beings come in, they're going to vibrationally attune those of us that are not attuned to that vibration. So, and this is where that like disrupting the consciousness comes from. So they're going to come in and they're going to like change our vibration. Those of us that are attuned to the current frequency, the current consciousness, they're going to attune us to their frequency. So they're going to start in utero with their mothers. And it could create some friction at home between mom and dad, because mom will have to assimilate to this new frequency in order to birth this being. And so dad will be like, what is going on with you, crazy lady? And the great thing about it is that in the beginning, it'll be like, oh, she's just pregnant. And so therefore she's crazy.
She's just a little hormonal.
She's just a little hormonal. Exactly. But as the pregnancy continues, dad will also be attuned to the new frequency, as will the others that come into contact with mom and new child will also be attuned to the new frequency. And so this frequency will come up and the vibrational attunement will happen, and it'll like ripple out in this way. And then as the child grows up and it becomes part of society, their frequency will attune those around them. And it's the only way for the consciousness to change, is for there to be a new attunement to the consciousness. And so this is going to break the current consciousness. Wow, that's fantastic. And I'm not really even sure what that means, Heather, the human sitting here receiving that. I feel like my brain just kind of exploded.
I am in agreement. I feel like my brain just exploded. Like, it's difficult to conceptualize that in our physical reality of what is. In quotes. Whew.
Okay, so the reason that they wanted to talk about this is because they want us to prepare. And the preparations that are most advised are preparations of finding joy, finding ways to recognize and appreciate what is already in your experience. It's not about gratitude. Gratitude is not enough, they say. Gratitude is like a precursor for the true appreciation and joy and wonder that is the current reality. As we are conditioned as humans, we tend to lose that wonder that we have as a child, and they're wanting us to find ways back to this. It'll make the attunement more seamless and easy. It won't be such a jarring effect, because this increase in frequency could, make us tired. It could make us sick. It could make us, dizzy. So this being in this elevated frequency already, when the attunement does occur, it will be much more easily assimilated, they're saying. Did I get that right? Yeah. So they're wanting us to come back to a place of wonder and to start to see the world through your child eyes, the ones that you were given when you came in, at how everything was so interesting and new and exciting. Find new ways to explore things. You know, the pen on your desk, you know, how it feels, the texture of the writing, the shiny cap, you know, how this little end twists, the clicky noise. Okay, so they're wanting you to come into your experience and find new wondrous things about everything in your reality, and this will start to attune you to this vibration that is coming in. Is there anything else? Yeah, that's about it. The end.
The end. I am suspecting as well this drive that a lot of my friends and I, you know, Heather, you being one of them, this drive that we have been feeling to reconnect with plants and animals and appreciate them and seeing the wonder in that. But not only food, but water has become a big thing, like cleansing the water. I think that all of that also goes towards this. It's like little micro pieces of getting back to that wonder that will help us assimilate as the frequency changes too.
Definitely. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, well, that was a bombshell. If your brains are blown just like ours, you got to hit that like button and make sure that you're subscribed and you have your notifications on, because we're not done bringing truth to the world and, you know, leading the way for what is to come next and helping you, you know, ascend as you were meant to, step into that person that you were meant to be in this lifetime. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next week.